So, David, I understand you guys are working on generators as a backup system. And, it seems like a lot of towns this size don't really have that.
Well, we've been very, very fortunate. That's one of my goals when I became mayor a few years ago, that we would try to get our backup and redundancies a little bit better shape than they were. So we've been able to acquire since 2020 12 new generators, we will be getting 12. We had just received a grant for 5 additional ones that are going into our water system. So all of our infrastructure here, for everything from our fire station, police station, emergency operations center, our water wells, water intake structure, water treatment plant, wastewater plant, will all have backup generators when all this is closed out. We have almost all of it done now. In addition, we have put generators on all of our radio systems. We have our radio systems here, public safety radios, scattered in 3 different locations for protection for them, and have some redundancy. Have generator power on all of those now. We have triple redundancy on our internet service providers. Our telephone systems have redundancy, and we have a 6-time redundancy on our public safety two-way radio system.
Well, that's and then I guess part of that was with the help of AT&T, right?
Well, AT&T was a real good partner with us. One of our radio systems, they had a cell tower on one of our water towers here, and they put in a generator. So we approached them about possibly taking a leg off of that generator to power some of our public safety radios, and they were a great partner and agreed to it. So we've been real fortunate. We have some of the systems that we put in actually at no cost to us whatsoever, including that one. And then we were able to take about $1.4 million in grant monies or actual purchases. And the local citizens, it cost them only about $104,000 out of that. So we were able to get all this system put in place, just really aggressively going after grants. And our local citizens benefit from it for a tenth of the cost.
Yeah, that's great. Where did the grant come from?
The federal government, FEMA, we had different grant programs. Some of them were the American Rescue Plan, which had to go for like water infrastructure, which was perfect. That's what we applied it all toward. And then others were just different FEMA grants. There was some state involvement with some of them as well, and then some we just outright purchased ourselves. When we put in new systems, like we have a wastewater lift station, brand new, we just factored in a generator for that cost and just added it into the cost of that process.
Yeah, it's because you never know when you're going to need it. You just had some storms recently, right?
Exactly. And that last tornado warning that we had looked like it was headed straight toward us. Unfortunately, some of our neighbors did get impacted by it. It made a turn just at the last minute to stay away from Pittsburg to the east. But yeah, you never know. And where we live, you're going to have power outages from pine trees that are come down into power lines to storm damage, broken poles, whatever. We're in Tornado Alley. The seasons just keep getting a little bit longer for severe weather. We can even have a tornado here in the winter time, which was kind of unusual, but it has happened. And so you never know when you need the backups. And that's what we knew that we needed to get a little bit better than we were. We were so dependent on power, and we're very fortunate. In the power grid that we're on here, Pittsburgh's served by multiple power grids, so the odds of all of them going out at the same time are pretty remote, but it has happened. It happened last year where all the grids went completely out. So the school system, for example, here is adding generators to all of their cafeterias. They almost lost a lot of their. In fact, we had to really get creative here on some refrigerated trucks to save some of their supplies. Power was out for so long, and the electric company had to rebuild a lot of the lines coming in. So it was a little challenging. So now they're factored in their budget to put in generators on all their campuses.
Wow, that's great. When do you think they'll all be in place, active?
I'm just going to say 2025. We just got approved last week for the last 5 that we needed from FEMA, from a FEMA grant, federal grant. And hopefully we'll get the parts in, get the generators in. That's going to be the factor. That's going to be the limiting factor. We can get them installed. It's getting them here.
Right. So Wow, you know,
We're
it
going to
sounds like,
repurpose some of them. There's two. We also, out of these 12 new ones, one of them is a mobile generator. So what we did was we wired a lot of our facilities for electric power, backup power. So if one of the generators goes down, or we have a facility that doesn't have one, that might need one every once in a while, we went ahead and wired them up. So this portable generator can just be moved into place. It's a really large it's on wheels generator, and we just move it over and plug it in. So we've tried to really leverage that one to our advantage. Two others one of them was a smaller capacity generator for the building it was on. We've added a lot of things to that facility, so we're getting a new generator for it. It's been approved also from another grant. We'll take the generator that's on that building and then move it over to our city operations center, which controls a lot of our water systems here. And so we're repurposing what we have.
well, that's great. And I guess, are these generators going to be set up as an automatic?
Yes.
If the power goes out?
There's almost all of them are. Of course, the mobile generator, and we have one more that has to be manually started, but it's one of those that they're used so rarely. But the rest of them are automatic. As soon as power goes off, they come on.
All right. Well, it's a pretty proactive thing you're doing
Yeah,
there.
and it's not just us. I want to include the county. The county's put in a new generator that runs the 911 center, which is controlling a lot of our radio systems as well, and then the courthouse, the jail. So that was a new addition just recently put in to be able to power all of that. And our EMS has their own generator power. So all the public safety agencies are covered, as well as local governmental entities for the city and the county.
All right. Anything you'd like to add?
We're very fortunate here, and I think if people go, if these communities go after some of the grant programs that are out there, some of them are real kind of specific as what you can spend them for. But if you get real creative, you're going to need backup power at some point in time, and redundancy on internet. Everything is relying on connectivity anymore. So be thinking about internet connectivity and having some redundancy built into it. Just get creative. If anyone has any questions, we'll be glad to share how we went about this.
All right. And then they too can join the generator club.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks, David.
Thank you.